Hey class, it's Professor Z. I'm just gonna walk you through the Canvas page so that you're comfortable with it. I know that at the beginning of the semester it can seem a little overwhelming, so I want you to know how to navigate it and how to figure out what you have to do each week. What you're looking at now is the landing page or the home page, and um, what you'll see is a list of just each week and what we're going to be covering that week with a brief description. If you click on any of the weeks, like underline, that will bring you to the module. So if I hover here and I click, it'll take me to week one. I can also click on modules and go to the week one module that way also. So let's just go and take a look at the week one module for English 101. Okay, so each week you're going to see a plan up at the top. You're going to see the classwork, which is what we'll do in class that week, and you're going to see the homework, which is what you need to complete prior to the following week. Everything that's in this week one plan is exactly what's listed here. So it's just kind of two different ways to navigate. If you click on the week one plan, it will tell you what our goals are for the week. It'll tell you, again, what you're going to do in class and what you have to do after class. And if you click on any of those things, it will take you to that assignment. So you can go through the weekly work this way, or you can go through it in the module. Another way you can do it, and I see a lot of students do this on their phone, is they use the assignments tab. So on the assignments tab, it will list what you have to do in the order when it's due. The one thing with this that will just warn you about is if there's like a reading or something that's in the module that's not like an assignment, it won't show up here, so you won't know that you have to do that reading. Okay, so just I highly recommend going through the modules. You can go through the assignment page, use that as kind of a check to make sure you did everything you need to do. So let me just go back to the modules, and I'm in week one, right? So this week, in class, we did the name game, we did the scavenger hunt, we did a diagnostic essay. So this is what you have to do for homework for 101, okay? What do you already know and what have you learned? You're going to see those most weeks. I'm going to give you these kind of framing quizzes. They're not quizzes, but questions where I'm going to ask you at the beginning of the week about some of the things that we're going to learn about during the week, and then at the end of the week I'm going to ask you questions that are probably pretty similar, and that's just a way of getting you to repeatedly interact with the concepts for the week, and that's one of the best ways to learn. That's what the research shows. So every week you're going to start with what do you already know, which I want you to do cold before you look at the subject matter for the week, before you look at the readings, before you look at anything. It's basically what do you know before you start doing the work for the week, right? So you'll click on that and you'll take the quiz. It's called a quiz. Like I said, it's not really a quiz. You're going to get full credit for completing it, okay? And there's usually 1 or 2 or 3 questions, and you'll just complete that, and then you're done with that. Once you've done that, you've got basically like 2 assignments this week. One is a body paragraph assignment, where I'm going to ask you to complete this short reading, which SP 7 through 9 means supplemental packet, which you received in class today, pages 7 to 9. So you can click right here and you'll see the document, and then you could also read it in your packet, whichever way you're comfortable, and then watch a short video. So if you click on this, it's going to open in another window, and actually it looks like for me it's opening here. If you ever get a window, something that pops up that says like it can't open it, if you click at the top, it will open it. This is not a good example. I'll show you in class, but anyway, so you're going to do this short reading about body paragraphs, watch a short video about body paragraphs, and then you're going to write a couple of body paragraphs. You're always going to have really detailed instructions of like what you're being asked to do and how to submit it, like whether to do it on Canvas or bring it to class. So just read the instructions and that will tell you what you need to do, okay? So this is the first assignment where you're going to learn about body paragraphs and then you're going to write a couple of body paragraphs. The second assignment in 101 is to email me. So if you click on this link, it's going to explain the assignment, and it's going to tell you have to do a reading called How to Email Your Professors, which is it's linked here, but it's also in your supplemental packet from pages 10 to 13. I also have a video here that has some other information about emailing your professors. And this is your second writing assignment for the week. So that's what you need to do for 101. Okay. And then at the end, you're going to do what have you learned, where I'll probably ask you questions about like, hey, what do you know now about body paragraphs or about emailing your professor? So it's a way to kind of make you revisit the material and hopefully get it to sink in even more. Okay. So I'm going to leave student view now and go into English 108, which it requires me to leave the view to do. Okay. So let me go into 108. I'll put it into student view so you could see what you're going to see. Okay, so here's 108, and same deal, right? Set up the same way. You've got on your homepage links to each week's module, or you have modules over here in the left-hand column that you can also use to navigate. So I'm going to just use the link because I like to use the links. And same deal, plan at the top, which will list everything here. Classwork is broken out here. Homework listed below. And you'll notice it's pretty much structured the same way. You've got a little quiz at the beginning, a little quiz at the end, assignments in between. So the three assignments for 108, the first one is this academic disciplines assignment. And what this assignment is going to ask you to do is watch a video about academic disciplines, where I talk about this assignment a little bit. And then what you're going to do is analyze the course sequence for your major. And you're going to look at the classes that you have to take using your course sequence, which I'll show you how to do in the video. And you're going to analyze and see what disciplines you're going to be taking classes in. And then you're going to write a body paragraph explaining that. So this is a way for me to get you familiar with the lay of the land in college and get you familiar with what you're going to need to do to get your degree. So that's the first assignment. The second assignment is a study skills assignment. So there's a reading in your packet called A Practical Guide to Study Skills. And it's about 14 pages in the packet, but I'm only asking you to read the first 8 pages, supplemental packet 20 to 27. It's also linked here. And before you do that, you have to complete these 2 concentration questionnaires, which are also in your supplemental packet from pages 17 to 19. And I also linked some study questions here that can help you through the reading. If you're having trouble concentrating or figuring out what the main ideas are, those study questions will help you do that. And once you complete the reading, which you should annotate, you're going to contribute to a discussion thread where you analyze the results of your questionnaires. So you're going to look at your questionnaires, and based on what you learned from that reading, you're going to ask yourself, am I doing a good job concentrating when I read and study? Am I doing a good job reading? What am I doing well? What could I do better? And you're going to structure that into a well-developed body paragraph using the strategies you learned about in English 101. And then the third assignment, which actually should probably be the first one because you're going to learn how to annotate. I may restructure these, just change the order a little bit. But you're gonna annotate a reading about community college students, and so this talks about how to annotate, and I include some sample annotations. These are also in your supplemental packet. And what you're going to do is there's a short video that introduces Vladimir, who's the student in the reading. You could watch that short video, and then you're going to read and annotate the reading, which is in your supplemental packet, also linked here. And once you finish the reading, you can also use these study questions to monitor your comprehension to see if you really understood the reading, right? And what I'm recommending you do is go back and read a second time, which I suspect most of you are not used to doing. And this time try to write a descriptive outline of the reading, which was explained in the annotation lesson. A descriptive outline is where you explain not the main idea of each paragraph, but the purpose of each paragraph. In other words, you'd say, this paragraph introduces Vladimir, or this paragraph gives background on community colleges, or this paragraph gives a counter argument to the argument laid out before, or this paragraph is an example of the main idea from the last paragraph. So you're explaining what the paragraph does as opposed to what the thing is that it's communicating. So usually in one side of the reading, I will be writing my main ideas, like kind of showing that I comprehend what I read. And on the other side, I'll be outlining like the structure or the purpose of each paragraph. And I don't expect your annotations to be perfect at this point, but we're starting to build up that skill, okay? So those are the assignments that you have to complete this week, and then you would complete the what have you learned assignment. This may look overwhelming. You might be like, oh my God, I can't believe we have so much to do week one. Break it down one piece at a time. Take one assignment at a time and do one assignment. Don't tell yourself you're going to sit down and do everything at once, because that's just a recipe for disaster. You will not get it all done. So take it one piece at a time. Don't expect to study for more than an hour straight. You should take a break after 50 minutes. I usually tell students you need a 10-minute break, and then you could always come back and do more studying. So that's what you need to do this week. That's how you navigate the assignments in Canvas. And if you have questions, let me know. I'll talk to you soon.